Hello, I'm Andrew Crockett, the CPA who is on the ballot in the June 7th, 2022 election for Santa Clara County Assessor. I have not won the election, and I have a statement that I'd like to read to you. But that said, I wanted to convey this. Democracy is not the vote. Democracy is what we do between the votes. Just as the moon is not the full moon alone, it is every phase in between. It's what we do in our democracy between the full moons. Give it life. Democracy is still happening every moment between now and the next election, and the next election after that. The thing to remember is be kind to each other. Don't feed the trolls, and just remember the democracy that we have is based on what we demonstrate we want. So if you make it fun, if you make it inviting, if you make it a place where people want to spend their time, we'll see higher turnout. We'll see greater participation and greater competition, as well as greater representation as a result of making it the type of place people want to spend their times. Andrew M. Crockett, CPA, concedes race for Santa Clara County Assessor. While the remaining ballots are still being tallied, it is evident that it is time for our current campaign to end. There is every indication that Larry Stone will be re-elected. While this is certainly not the news that I was hoping for, I nevertheless listen to, hear, and value the will of the voters, as communicated through the majority of ballots cast. Cherishing democracy, I am obligated to concede. In doing so, I reaffirm by example that our nation is built on norms of respect for fact-informed truth, as much as our constitutions and laws of governance. My concession is a patriotic affirmation of my trust in the institutions of government built to serve us, with a special acknowledgement to the great work performed by the Santa Clara County Registrar of Voters in safeguarding our democratic process. This morning, I called Larry Stone and privately offered my congratulations to him. While this was my first run for elected office, my goals for the office of assessor persist: an orientation to public service, upgrading the database, the practice of open data, the responsibility of carbon-neutral governance, and the necessity of addressing the housing crisis. Approximately 100,000 Santa Clara County voters agree that we need not be welded to what has always been before. I challenge Mr. Stone to remember that these residents feel like they've been left behind, and a course correction to serve them better is timely. In this moment, we must not let the weight of political cynicism diminish our urgency to act. Although I have returned to my position as Healthcare Financial Analyst 2 at Valley Medical Center, I reaffirm to the more than 600,000 Santa Clara County registered voters who chose not to vote in the June 7th, 2022 election, your voice does matter. Lifting up your voice is what I am here for. This promise endures, unchanged by the election. Guided by my honest dedication to public service, I'm keenly interested in your disengagement. Our democracy urgently needs your participation, as it will take all of us to empower our government institutions to serve us equitably. Indeed, I continue to believe in the audacious idea of good governance, where every relevant fact is used in upholding the well-being of every individual resident. A future of civic pride for all who call Santa Clara County home. Nearly 100,000 voters in Silicon Valley were inspired by this future and were willing to vote for the rejuvenation of public service in government. The mission continues, and I invite you to be a part of it. Live long and prosper, y'all.